Well, the US markets have opened, so let's go to Martin Lakos from Macquarie Private Wealth. And Martin, a couple of minutes in, what's happened on Wall Street?
Yeah, good evening, Tiki. Well, we are seeing a volatile move on the futures, been as high as 370, currently 180. The futures are up, and there's a staggered opening on the Dow Jones. We're currently up about 80 points, but we haven't seen the full extent of the opening prices at this point in time. Obviously, we've seen a lot of volatility out of the European markets as well, almost mirroring what we saw in the regional markets here in Asian and Australian time zones.
So, indeed, who's following who? Are we going to see another day of huge volatility on the US markets?
Look, it's very dependent on what the FOMC statement comes out at, whether, in fact, Ben Bernanke, the Fed chairman, will come out with a statement prior to the meeting, where there's some speculation on that. But if not, it's a one-day meeting, and we should have a statement out at about 4:15 a.m. our time.
It's a real predicament for the Federal Reserve, isn't it? On the one hand, they're balancing their creditworthiness, which is very fragile at the moment, and on the other hand, they've got to be boosting growth. If they do nothing overnight tonight, how do you think markets are going to react? Yeah,
without a doubt, there's no doubt that they'll be. The markets will take that quite negatively, Tiki, with the back of the expectations in this rally is largely that there will be some move, some soothing words and some action by the Fed, whether it's a QE3 or just reinstating. They're going to continue to be buying Treasuries in the marketplace. They've got limited what they can do on the monetary policy side, so it's all about quantitative easing at this stage.
Just on those US Treasuries, we've been hearing about people piling into US Treasuries because of general fear in the market. Do you think this will actually continue?
Yeah, look, this stage is quite interesting, having seen the downgrade on the US, and you'd almost expect US Treasuries to come off. But in fact, the 10-year bond in the US rallied overnight from 2.5% to 2.34%. So it does appear to be pretty strong buying there. Don't forget that, to some extent, US Treasuries are the only place to go. They're 82% of total issued bonds. So the Chinese and the main investors really got limitations of where else they can go to place their funds. And clearly the Chinese have indicated they want to continue to have US dollar-based investments.
And briefly, our local market did well to regroup today. What's your best guess at how Wall Street will leave it for tomorrow?
Oh, Tiki, that's a tough question. I wish I had the crystal ball shine and working for you. Look, let's assume that the Federal Reserve does come out with a more positive statement and they will undertake some further action. Then I think the rebound will continue. There's absolutely no doubt. We've seen some big selling in the markets over the last 3 or 4 days. Today's turnover in the Australian market was $10 billion. That's the second day we've seen that, and certainly we've seen some capitulation selling. So the market was very, very oversold. So we need some good news to run a bit higher from here.
Indeed. Martin Lakos, thank you very much. I hope it's all a bit saner for you tomorrow.
Same. Thanks, Tiki.